How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video and welcome back to Mix Monday. I do apologise, I know I haven't been very active on this channel over the last couple of months. I got ill, then I had college deadlines, and then I got ill again, which was very annoying. However, I am now back. I've got Logic, so I can do more mixing tutorials. This is my preferred DAW to mixing as well. So hopefully from now on I will be more consistent and provide you with more content. You may have seen, if you are subscribed already, that I posted a couple clips a few weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago now, of a couple songs I mixed. They're really good. They're privileged for mixing and mastering them. And one of the songs on there, one of the clips I posted, is the song I'm going to be using today, and it's a tutorial, New Year's Eve, by my good friend Becca. The links below for the song on the streaming platforms and her music account will be down below. So feel free to check it out and support her. You know, she's incredibly talented. And today I'm going to be using that song to demonstrate mastering, as you've seen by the title. I thought, instead of just doing a video explaining how to master, I thought I would go through the mastering process that I did for this very song, since it is doing very well and people are really enjoying it. So without further ado, let's get into it. And to begin with, I'm going to be starting with an EQ, like I always do. So I'm going to play this song, and as I EQ, I always like to EQ from the low end up to the high end. So I'll just play the first chorus, and I'm going to use a high pass filter to begin with to give you all that muddy bass that you don't need in the song. So that's what I'm going to do to begin with. This song doesn't have a lot of bass in it to begin with anyway, so I don't want to take too much out. I want it to be gentle, and whenever you're applying things like EQ and compression in a master, you are quite gentle and subtle with it, because you know you're affecting all the elements of the song, so you don't want to be too harsh, because it just won't sound very good. Typically next you would boost between like 70 to 100 hertz, but I personally didn't feel the need to do that with this song. But you know, you would maybe do a boost or a cut here, but for me, I didn't. I tried and it didn't really add anything to it. That's why I decided to leave it. However, there's about 12 electric guitars in the song, if I remember rightly, so I did feel the need to do a little cut around 550, just a little scoop, not too much, to give the song just a little bit of breathing room. So that's what I'm going to do next, carry on playing the song, and then just kind of cut out a little bit in the middle to get rid of that boxy sound and to give a little bit of breathing space for the guitars. So about there, don't want to do too much to it obviously, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of breathing space. And then the next thing I did for this song in the EQ is I did a boost around 1.5 for the guitars and the snare and like a bit of the vocals as well. It was just an appropriate place to do a slight boost. So yeah, that'll be the next part that I'm going to boost. So about there is where I did it, and you know, you can hear it, it just starts to bring things a little bit more to life and make it a little bit brighter. And then the next thing I did is I did a cut around 5k, because around 5k is where you get the sound of like the pluck on the guitar and there's a bit of resonance. And although I did do the cut on the electric guitars in the mix, I just wanted to do it in the master just to make sure it properly did clean up and there wasn't any irritating resonance for the ears. So about that is really subtle, it's just to make sure that it's fully gone. And the last thing I boosted was around 6.5, just to bring a little bit of air into the song and to make the vocals a lot brighter as well. I noticed that really did help the vocals in this song. So there you go. You can hear it. It just makes the vocals a little bit brighter and come to life a little bit more in the song. And finally, I'm going to do a low pass filter to about 17k, just to clean up any high pitch resonance and sounds that can just do with being taken out of the track. So it's just around there, nothing too special. So if I'm going to take the EQ off now, and you can hear the difference when I bring it back in. You can hear it's very subtle, but it just makes it sound a little bit brighter, which is the whole purpose of that EQ really. And next I add compression. I add the compression before I apply the limiter, because with the limiter you have a threshold that it won't exceed to prevent clipping and distortion. So it's good to add that before after the compression. You just add the compression first, just to make sure the dynamics are consistent with the throughout the song, and it just kind of glues things together nicely as well. I don't want to add any more than 3 decibels. I try and add 3 decibels for the chorus, just to make sure, and then I like to have a very slow attack but a very quick release, because I want to make sure the sound is organic but compressed. So it's very, very simple and straightforward there. Like I said, low threshold, slow attack, quick release, and a little bit of makeup gain. It's all you really need for a master. You can hear it coming to play immediately as soon as I added it. But if you add any more, it just won't. The song won't have too much of a bounce to it. And the energy change won't be as noticeable as well if it's really compressed. So the next thing I'm going to add, like I said, is the limiter. So I bring the limiter in, and I also bring in the loudness meter, so I can keep track of that, because you want to aim for around -14 lufs, as anything that exceeds that will be kind of like chopped off by like YouTube and Spotify, and so anything too loud, it can damage the quality of the audio if it is too loud. So that's why it's good to keep an eye on that. So the first thing I do is I add it to -0.2, so anything, it just won't go above that to try and help prevent the clipping. The release can be quite tricky. If it's too quick, it doesn't sound good. If it's too long, it doesn't sound good. It can be a bit of a headache with the release, but I found on this song in particular, low 90s kind of sat right. So again, I'm going to go back to the start of the chorus and then start to bring in the makeup again. And you're looking down here to make sure it doesn't exceed 0, because that is when it starts to clip. So at -0.4, so now I'm going to start to bring in the loudness meter, just to make sure I can keep track on everything. So on this one you can see it's at -12, but this is the last chorus of the song, so all the instrumentation is in there. It's all risen in energy and automation. So if I actually go back to the first chorus, you'll get a better idea. And I forgot to mention, the LU range is to do with how compressed it is. Anything exceeding 3 isn't ideal, if I'm being honest. So at -0.2, you can see at 13.5. So if I'm being honest, that's probably a good place to leave the limiter at, because I don't want it to be too loud and distort, and clip and distort, and everything else is now in place. So if I'm being honest, guys, that is the principle of the video. You've got your EQ, and you know not to boost or cut too much. And if you feel the need to boost or cut too much, you should ideally go back into your mix and find the issue there, and then take care of it there, and then come back to the master and address it again. Again, the compression, you want it to be gentle but effective. Like I said, you really do want to go for a slow attack and a relatively quick release, if I'm being honest. And then you've got the limiter along with the loudness meter. And you can see it's very quick, very simple. You just want to make sure you don't exceed 2. I know a lot of people out there, they do it as a creative effect for the to have it distort, you know, if it rock, heavy metal, those sort of genres. But for indie pop, really, I'm not going to do that. However, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. If it has been useful and you've enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I do appreciate it. And I'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Bye.